So let's continue on allocation processes here for just a moment. As we think about the process of measuring or connecting together different kinds of measurement, I'm going to go a little bit quickly to the technical aspects of this. Think about the data volumes involved. See, here I'm having to connect together the number of units that are produced in a factory of some sort and the cost that were accumulated for building that factory. The data volumes involved here now become much higher because I'm bringing together the business events associated with two different processes. So that creates a challenge in this scenario. Now, if I think about the level of detail that I have to go to in doing that allocation process, let's say that instead of just knowing the total cost per unit, that I want the total cost of the factory per unit, that I want to get more granular about that. Let's say that I want to know the cost of the ongoing running of the factory, independent from the cost of building the basic infrastructure of the factory, independent from the cost of other aspects of the factory, such as the personnel and all of those kinds of things that work in the factory. Well, now I've just made three more groups of cost. I've accumulated the business events on the cost side of building the factory, and I want to be able to see those three different kinds of costs underneath each one of the units. Now, if we're talking about the units, right, the number of units as a generic thing that goes through the factory is I only produce one kind of thing. That's not too bad. I mean, I have a little bit more volume there in that I've created three different buckets that I want to know underneath each unit. But many factories produce many different kinds of product. It's not a single product that's produced. So now you can start to see the multiplying effect. If I take the number of different kinds of products multiplied by the number of units themselves, multiplied by the number of allocation costs that I want to see, and I could even multiply those by the business events that accumulated into those costs, this multiplying effect of these balances becomes very high. It becomes a data volume increases dramatically as I go through this process. Here's where the performance aspects of a metric engine are key to being able to keep that kind of detail, go to the level of detail that we want, because we want to take this down to a low granular level and then aggregate for all the different views that we want off of that allocation so that all of my outputs reconcile. That process of going to a detail, aggregating back up, is something that we have to engineer correctly into the metric engine process to accomplish really what we're trying to do with many of our allocation processes.